Hey team, welcome to this next YouTube video. Today we're going to talk about head position and how our head should work in our putting stroke. There's going to be a common thing that all tour professionals do, and there's a common mistake that a lot of amateurs make. We're going to cover both of these points and then show you how you can move from making the amateur mistake and be more like the tour pros. Let's get into the video. So let's just get straight into it. With the head position in the putting stroke, we basically want to ensure that the head is very, very stable, okay? We don't want to be moving our head up or down, as that's going to then be adjusting our posture and our spine angle, which is going to move that putter also up and down, so that can cause us to have off-center strikes, either at the bottom or the top of the club, or we'll have to manipulate the hands in some way. So that's the first point. Second point is we don't want to move from side to side. So we don't want to sway. If we sway, it's going to be very hard to deliver back into that square position. All we're trying to do in putting is deliver back into this square position. So if from the start to impact I'm moving my head around, you can see how it's going to be very difficult to get that putter back into that square position there. So again, the most consistent way to ensure that we do this and we come back into that consistent impact position, just like where we are set up, is to keep the center of the sternum and the head nice and still. So if we don't sway up and down, and if we don't sway into the ball, then that's going to allow us to strike out of the putter far more consistently in the middle, which is then going to allow us to start the ball on line and then give us that good distance control. So just like I said, we want to avoid any of the sway. We want to avoid any dipping or lengthening of the spine angle in the putting stroke. So that's going to be what the typical amateur golfer does. When it comes to what the tour professionals do, just like you can see in the example there, all tour pros are going to be ensuring that when they're rocking their shoulders, their head and the center of their sternum is very still. You can see when I do that, it's going to be far easier for me to come back into that neutral position at impact. That should then allow me to ensure that I strike it out of the middle of the putter and then hold some more putts. So if you want to practice how to keep your head and center of your chest nice and still, there's a few points that I want to make. And all I want you to do is just to grab a tee and put it just in front of your eye line. So just get your eyes just over the ball there. With staying stable, we want to ensure that we also have a nice amount of width within our stance. Not too wide, but definitely not too narrow. Okay, having a bit of a wider stance is just going to allow our legs to be a bit more stable into the ground. That's obviously quite important. If we have a strong foundation, then it's going to be easier for us to keep our chest and our head nice and still. From there then, when we've got a bit of a better base and a bit of a stronger leg position, we've engaged the core a little bit as well, I want you to get your head directly over the tee that you've set on the ground there. And I want you to feel that your eyes are directly over that tee. Get yourself comfortable there. And then I also then want you to feel that when you swing the putter, you're ensuring that you're keeping your eyes and head fixed over that tee. So all I'm doing when I'm swinging here, I'm not focusing on my putter, I'm focusing on the tee in the ground. And when I'm doing that, I'm engaging my legs. I feel a bit more tension in my legs, a bit more tension in my core. That's keeping my body very still and just allowing for my shoulders to do the work. Because I have my eyes fixed in on that tee, that means my head's going to be staying still. I'm not going to be drifting off watching the putter, moving the head, and you can see what happens when I do that. I'm just going to be ensuring that I really focus on keeping my eyes fixed in on that tee. That's then going to be the feeling of the putting stroke. That's how I'm going to keep my head and my chest really still. And that's the sensation we want. From there, when you've done that, grab a ball and try and focus on the same thing. Maybe pick a point on the top of the ball, really zone in on that point, and then from there, engage the legs, engage the core, and then rock the shoulders. So you can see there, I kept the center of my chest and my head really still. That allowed me to put a nice, compact and smooth stroke on my ball. So again, as you can see, if we can do that, if we can keep our center of our chest, keep our head still, engage the legs, engage the core, that's going to allow us to stay really locked in and then allow us to strike out the middle of our putter, which is going to give us the best possible opportunity to start the ball on line. So give that drill a go. All you need is a tee. Engage the feeling of the body. That's something that you can only feel yourself, and just practice it. And then let me know how you get on in the comment section below. Okay, it's really important. It's a really common trait of all tour pros. We want to make sure we're keeping the head very, very stable, staying nice and compact, staying nice and locked in. If you enjoyed that little tip there and you find it helpful, it'd be really helpful to me if you can like and subscribe. I'm trying to put these videos out weekly, and yeah, it's been great to see the growth over the last few months. So a like and subscribe really goes a long way, and I look forward to giving you guys some more value over the coming months. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next week.